Hey, everybody. Can you hear me all right?
Loud and clear.
Hey, what's up, Laura?
Yes, can hear you.
Cool, cool.
I
So,
hear.
nice. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to just send these links out a little bit on a couple different channels. We are live streaming to the Fire on YouTube channel. And I think what we'll do today is just give um, kind of like an update on what happened at the party. How about that? Does that sound good?
That was awesome. Amazing party. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. You want to tell everybody your experience and what happened while I send out some links?
The party was amazing. Like it was awesome. I'm just very happy that so many beautiful people and it was just so much fun. The music, everything was fun.
Nice. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with the pledge as we do, and then for those who are viewing on YouTube and in the future, this is February 22nd, 2022, and this is the day after the official Fire on launch party that happened yesterday on a yacht in Fort Lauderdale. We had robot dancers, we had a sit down dinner, we had live reggae, live music as people arrived, we have gift bags. We had a 10-year-old DJ Monarch. We had my daughter, 11-year-old Silverhawk, who performed 4 songs, I think it was. Myself and my brother Hawk, we did some chanting upstairs on the deck for some of the hoop dancers, and then we finished it off with a water walking, flyboarding, fire spinning Jesus. And it was pretty cool for me because we were all saying like, "Amen, praise Jesus." You know, we were calling him because I've been hyping him up as the water walking, fire spinning Jesus, and he certainly lived up to it. He threw sparks like 50 feet in every direction. It was pretty wild. So that was a whole lot of fun. So we'll go ahead and do the pledge, and then we'll talk about all the things that have happened and come from this. So I pledge my mind to the respectful recognition of the sovereign liberty essential to human dignity. I pledge my hands to the creation and maintenance of communal, cultural, and ecological prosperity. I pledge my eyes to watch over the integrity of truth and justice with the acceptance of natural balance of diversity and equality. I pledge my heart to the connection that binds all of us throughout creation. And I pledge my whole being with humility and love to the grateful service of all sentient beings and human consciousness. And I will duly act in accordance to the principles derived from such wisdom. I hope. So I'm just letting some more people in here. We're already up to 16 people. So yeah, the event was quite an event. I was really scrambling at the last minute because I had prepped this whole presentation on FireOn and going to do like a walkthrough on the app. And my phone, for whatever reason, worked the day before, but then at the last minute, I couldn't mirror my screen onto the projector. And Diana came and helped and solved it. But then as the actual time came about to do the speech, I was just overtaken by something, and I just started speaking from the heart, and didn't even go through the slides, let alone the walkthrough on the app. But I think a lot of people downloaded the app. Our numbers went off the charts yesterday. A couple hundred people already just signed up, not just from the party, but also from Instagram and TikTok and all of this. I've noticed a lot of people joined the Telegram, and a lot of people are downloading the app already. So that's very exciting. And the Google Play Store version became live like right as the party was starting. He texted me just as I was setting up that presentation bit. So all in all, like everything just came together really beautifully. I think everybody had a really good time. The smiles and the vibes that were there were just it was very electric, like I did on Baseline this morning. And I had to stay. There were some folks that needed assistance there, and I had to make sure that they had Ubers back to this. They missed the bus. I had to make sure that they got back to the hotel all right. Went and delivered like little handcrafted baskets for all of the attendees who came in from out of state, and ended up staying there till like 2 a.m. went home and I was like, if I go to sleep, I will not be able to get up and do baseline. So it was a matter of just like, all right, I'm just going to stay up and do baseline. And then by the time I finished that and edited it, it was like an hour before everybody woke up. So I just, kind of hung out and started sending pictures and texting people. And then next thing you know, I have a business meeting at 8. I have a advisor call at 9. And then we have, this call here. So I'm like, let's just roll. Why not? I'm young. I can do it. So thank you guys for being here. Ain't no rest for the wicked. You know what I mean? Thanks for whoever said that, Circle A. So what I'd like to do is just open it up to introductions and conversation and questions. We have a lot of cool things this week. Oh, let me just say that this week we will be speaking with our lawyer to get the public coin offering off the ground and engaged and started, get the process rolling on that, so that we'll be able to offer the FIRE token to sale for sale to the market, and not just accredited investors, but anybody who wants it, essentially. And what those coins will do is, I don't know if many of you are familiar with the cryptocurrency space or Ethereum, but Ethereum launched a platform by which you can create contracts and smart contracts and program the blockchain, essentially. And what that allowed them to do was create a platform that people could create their own tokens. So the market became flooded with all these new concepts and ideas and a lot of coins, what they called shit coins or altcoins. Now, if Ethereum had said, okay, we've created this platform, now anybody who wants to create coins if they created a smart contract saying, if you create 10 million coins or 10 billion coins or whatever, we get a percentage, 3%, 5%, 10%, whatever it is, that the Ethereum Foundation gets that percentage, and then we're to automatically remit that to their early Ethereum purchasers or adopters, the first investors, let's say. That would mean every new ERC coin on the market now would be in the hands of all of the Ethereum early purchasers, which translates to hundreds of millions of dollars, in terms of coin value to early adopters. That's what I want to do with FIRE tokens, so that all of our new clients, and we already have 15 in the pipeline, contracts and invoices out, which means FIRE token holders will get a percentage of all those coins as soon as they're minted. We'll get FIRE will get a percentage, FIRE Global Partners will get a percentage of those, and then we will airdrop them to all FIRE token holders in their FIRE wallets on our system. So this will keep them from just flooding the market, and we want to sell those at $2 a pop, is what I'm thinking. Which is kind of interesting in the cryptocurrency market, because usually coins start at like less than a penny, and for us to come out at $2, in my opinion, it kind of messages that we are different than what's out there. We provide more value based on those token economics that I just explained, and then also prevents people who've gotten them already, some of our early investors, from just dumping on the market, because they'll get all new tokens, and it helps drive the price up, and then also allows us to sell less of our tokens, therefore keeping more of them, so that the company can take advantage of the fact that we're creating all these new tokens for people. So I'm hodling my 2 physical FIRE tokens as of last night. That's cool. Yeah, so that's a cool little bit for those of you who didn't go. I don't have any on me, but we gave out poker chips with the FIRE logo on it on one side, and then the QR code for the website on the other side. And it was like, you can have, everybody gets 2 chips and they can have 2 drinks. It wasn't really like a hard and fast rule. It was just a way for us to keep people from getting too hammered and having to carry people out on stretchers, like, getting too hammered and too drunk. So, yep. So that was that. And so we're having those conversations this week. Also, the 14 tokens clients that we have, I'll begin those conversations this week and actually start architecting their asset-backed coins. So it's a less stressful week and less stressful period, now that party kind of set the intention and set the community kind of ablaze. And now, it's just work from here on out. So I open the floor to questions. If anybody has a question, please raise your hand in the participant chat in the participant room, and I'll be happy to answer them. Or just go ahead and unmute your mic. And if we don't have any questions, what I'll start doing is some of the new names that I see here, we'll go and just have you introduce yourself. What is your superpower and what you would like to see from the world, and or what you would like to see in the next, let's say 10 years for humanity. So we will begin with, okay, Circle A, thanks, go ahead.
I just finally got the app today, which I'm very excited about.
Sweet.
I'm currently in second place for the day on participation. So,
Hell yeah.
has anyone that you know of tried doing groups on Android? Because for some reason the app is closing down, and it may be my phone. I was wondering if y'all had tried anything.
That is a good question. Anybody here on Android and found the same issue?
I have a lot of the same issues on Android as well.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're beta, so we'll figure it out. And then the other thing is offers started yet?
Say that again.
Are offers started yet? I saw a tab for offers, but I didn't see anything there. Offers and training.
The coin?
On the app, there's a tab for offers and there's a tab for training, and they seem to be blank. I was wondering if those are active or if those are soon to be their features.
Soon to be, yes. It was important for me to get out by this date, but we did a Fire on Fest last year, 2/20, 2/22, no wait, 2/20, 2020, last year. And so it was 21 this year. So I wanted to do 2/21/21. And so I wanted to just get the app out, and then we're going to build out the rest of that, as we roll along here. And we've got a lot of money in invoices that are going to be coming in the next few months, and we'll be able to develop a lot of these procedures and a lot of these parts of the app a lot more. For me, it's more about, let's build depth with the people that are here, continue doing these fireside chats, continue getting to know each other in IRL, and then that will be a good foundation for what we're actually trying to build. Because it's not like we don't want hundreds of millions of users right now at all. We want important people who have, creative views and how to, help build civilization. You guys are going to help determine how we do governance. And so I need to build these relationships with you, get to know you personally, and then, kind of figure out how that architects itself. You know what I mean? How do we naturally collective? So I'm going to text with our developers and bring that up. Okay.
Okay. And yeah, I had no expectations. It's a brand new app, so I was just wondering if it was something I wasn't seeing or if it was indeed on the back burner at the moment.
No, I appreciate you so much. And I think part of my job is going to be managing expectations and kind of setting the tone and saying, here we are, a bunch of humans working with an imperfect system that has a lot of promise and kind of shows it's like the seeds of what could become, right? And then we're going to build that out together. And unlike I love EOS and I love all the guys in the DAC and the DAO, but instead of coding structures for humanity to fit in, I want to fit humanity and then code to fit that. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's it. Thank
you so much. Hey, sir, what's your name?
I'm Stephen G on the app.
Steven, thanks. And what's your superpower, Steve?
Asking too many questions.
And growing fantastic beards.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's epic. That's dope. Okay, James has a question in the chat that says, are tokens currently available for accredited investors? For accredited investors, technically, yes, but there's some caveats, and happy to have that discussion with you, James. But yes, they are. Want to talk about the gifts you got last night, but let everyone do their thing first. So, turns out, all of you clever chaps and lasses in the baseline chat on Telegram decided you'd chip in and send me a bunch of fucking crystals and sage and all of the things that I love without letting me know, and it was a surprise. And they're sitting on my table, and I was actually going to go through them after this. Well, I was going to do them before this, but then it was like, all right, let's do the chat, right? Because consistency, yeah. And then I was going to take pictures and kind of say thank you all. So I really, really appreciate it. I'm excited to see what pleasurable gifts and presents are in there. So Thank you for that, everyone. And whoever orchestrated that, I kind of got wind of it and I was like, tell them to stop, don't do that. And then they did it anyway. So next up after Steve is Tara. Tisha Nunya.
Tisha Nunya. Hi.
Who, by the
So
way, is the
a couple-
inspiration for, actually, we've got Drea in here too. You both were the inspiration for going from good morning on baseline to good, good day, because I don't want anybody mourning out there. So go ahead, Tisha.
Thank you. Two questions. One is about the tokens,
Mhm.
the coins. Where will we find our notifications about that availability?
That's going to be in the app. All of the early adopter users will do a broadcast. One of the cool thing about the app is that I can send a message to everybody using the app. So it's like a good central point of communication. And we will send out a broadcast when that is available. And we'll say, y'all are first, however many you want, let us know. And we'll have a process where you can log in on the website with a password and you can go in and send in your Bitcoin or your Litecoin. It's only going to be for cryptocurrency. You're not going to be able to send in. Let me back up. As of right now, it's only that. We might have an option where you can use credit cards.
Okay, so are we going to kind of wean off of the Telegram Discord communication, or?
I'm going to be doing both, I'm going to be, because we have a couple thousand in the PHIRE Telegram, and it'll keep just being like, hey, come and use the app. But I'm checking the PHIRE app pretty much every hour, less than that. I've got the notifications on, and I want to engage there more. Now that the party's over, I can actually spend more time doing that. But that's kind of where I'm going to be living for the most part. I'm going to be spending my time, just to give you, I spend a couple hours each day just commenting on people on TikTok, commenting on people on Instagram, commenting back on Facebook. And so I'll be doing that in Telegram still, and then also in PHIRE now.
Wow, okay. And then also a question about real estate. Like how does real estate acquisition prioritize in the big picture? And what kind of timeline are you looking at for engaging that way?
So we can make accommodations for people who have land and want to trade it, but I don't see why they would right now. I wouldn't as a landowner just yet. In terms of purchasing real estate, so what I'm getting at is that there will be an opportunity for people in the future to trade their land into a trust so that it never gets mishandled, right? And then in exchange for earth credits or for PHIRE tokens or for a variety of different options. That's something that can happen in the future. In terms of purchasing land and getting real estate, our first hub will be in Burnsville, North Carolina. Potentially, we have another couple opportunities where people want to license the app and have their own currency for their communities already. So we might go ahead and move with those quicker. It's really just a matter of which domino falls first. And, eventually we look at getting land and high rises and just communities all over the world. And there's a way where, like, if you have a community already, we can enroll you in the PHIRE governance system and currency system with your own token, essentially. And then but there's an agreement there that whatever profits are made, that some percentage of those profits are remitted back to the central hub, let's say. So there's a variety. So to answer your question, it's going to be a while before we get to that standpoint. Maybe Q4. I hope to have our property in North Carolina up and running by springtime, or at least the groundbreaking in springtime, I should say.
So it sounds like you need people that are pretty much already fireheads, that are already on board with the concept of PHIRE. Like, it would be kind of awkward to court someone who has no idea what PHIRE is at this point.
Not really. In fact, I've already been approached by a number of communities that are like, this is exactly what we need to keep our community going, or to build our community into the vision of what we want. We need a governance system and we need our own currency. And that's where we come in and we say, yeah, sure, no problem. Here, we get a percentage of your coins. We provide liquidity for your market. You help and then we give business development processes that you can actually turn your community into a business that makes money Like, so you figure out what mercantile business or service you want to do as a community, and then all of the real estate kind of business of it, the rent and all of that, is sort of like an ancillary thing, but you have a money making strategy, so that we come in as a service provider for that. Like, you've got a great community, you've got land, you've got this resource, how do you make that work, and can we help fund it? Can, like, we just do deals with communities to help them become self-sufficient and then contribute to the whole. So like,
What's the ideal size of a community?
That's really, it depends. I mean, like, we wouldn't want to create a coin, let's say, for 5 people, unless that they were like some, private investor group, and they want to make decisions together in a secure environment and execute on them, blah, blah, blah. And they have people that work under them that are executing on the transactions. Like, we can do that, but that's like a higher end boutique sort of custom solution. Whereas like a community of, let's say, we had 14 people in our community up in North Carolina at one point, and I was like, this will work for that as well. It really is just a case by case basis. I would like to see a high rise shaped like a Nautilus shell, where you can drive up the first 4 floors and park or whatever, and then there's like stores and shops, and then housing, and then offices and all that. So we can make a high rise a community, put power systems in there. But this is a lot, that's a long-term vision.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So next person, thanks Tisha. Next person would be Daniel Lash. I think you were next in line.
Yeah, so the gift idea was my idea. I pitched it to Maya, and me and Maya talked about it, and I honestly didn't think it was going to pick up because I didn't know who, would actually donate something to it. And like, I started pitching people the idea, and I'm like, they're going to think I'm like trying to steal their money or something. But I didn't want the money. I was just trying to put it all together, and somehow we actually made it happen. But I sent you a DM and Telegram, like, who actually put all the crystals and stuff together. Like, they were like the biggest part of everything that came about, because most of the stuff was just stuff they wanted to give you for thanks. And that was the whole meaning of the gift. Like, we wanted to say thank you for all the stuff you've been doing, even behind the scenes that we don't even know. So that was for you, man.
It really, really warmed my heart, and I really appreciate it. If you want, they're so well wrapped. Like, I was like, oh, let me see what's in here. And I'm like, oh, this is going to take 20 minutes just to get this one thing open. And so I'm guessing that they're like nice crystals and stuff. So maybe as we wrap this up, instead of doing the meditation, we can do like a show and tell of all the cool things that you got. I'll bring them. Okay, cool. Because I don't know how I can.
There's still supposed to be. Sorry, there's still supposed to be one more thing, and like I said, I'm not exactly sure what happened to it yet. It was supposed to be sent from somebody else. So once I figure that out, then we'll figure out a way to get it to you.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you.
That's it.
Well, thanks, Daniel. Appreciate you. All right, we got Smoke and Mirrors with their hand raised.
Hello, Xavier. If you guys need help beta testing the app, I'd be more than happy if you could just link me to your people. I can rapidly iterate and turn this stuff around with some of my team. Okay.
Wow. So can I just blow up your spot a little bit, Smoke and Mirrors? Okay. This is a beautiful, beautiful man with a lot of great resources and a mind like you wouldn't believe. Just a genius on a number of levels. And he was there at the party last night, and he's been a huge supporter of our work here. And there's some really beautiful things that we're going to be doing together. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you very much.
All the glory to God. You're welcome.
Exactly. And you weren't there at the end, but so you know how I've been saying the fire spinning Jesus, water walking, flyboarding, fire spinning Jesus. Well, we were all drumming together and chanting like a very tribal sort of chant. And then it was time for the guy to do the fire spinning and everything. And I was like, on the count of 3, say, we love you, Jesus, right? So then everybody on the top deck was like, we love you, Jesus. And I was like, let me get an amen. Everybody's like, amen. Everybody's like, hallelujah. So that was really, really a whole lot of fun for me, because it was like, we just, praise God right there and then. So it was pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed the powwow event because I drum on 2 northern drums and I drum on 1 southern drum. I'm half native. So yeah, very cool.
How did I not know this? This is like mind blowing for me. All right, that's very awesome. Thank you so very much, Smoke and Mirrors. All right, so yeah, we'll get you. If you want to download the app, I'll get it to you, and then I'll see about getting you the code because we own it now. So, all right, thank you, Mr., Mrs., or Mr. MJ Burst.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm totally new to this group, but I've been following along on Baseline for a while. And
Baseline.
pardon?
Oh,
Yeah,
just,
yeah. So, but I'm a real estate investor. So I live up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I just taught a class on Saturday for basically like real estate investing 101. I bought my first place in 2012. And I knew nothing about real estate, like literally, literally nothing. And I've since learned a lot of different tips and tricks, and I'm connected to some really awesome investors. And I just see, well, for me, I always just saw real estate as such a powerful tool to like uplift the community. Like, one, because you just learn a lot about people management and property management and
yeah.
laws and taxes and all those things, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm just trying to learn other forms of just investing in the whole, crypto business, just all the different forms of money management. So this has just really piqued my interest from that level. So I'm just excited to kind of get to learn more people and learn more about what you're doing and how I can get more plugged in. So thanks for hosting this and just for letting me be a part of it.
Well, thank you for your time. Your most valuable commodity right there. You want to talk about investing, the fact that you're putting attention to this is very flattering, and I'm very humbled by it. So thank you for being here. And, your smile is beautiful. What do you consider your superpower to be?
I think I'm just a natural connector. I love connecting people and I love being connected to people. And as I've just sort of passed through life, I've met just awesome people and connected awesome people to other awesome people. So that's what I really enjoy doing.
That's beautiful. So in terms of real estate investing, I saw your question. More to chat about these opportunities. When you were speaking, something that was inspired in me was one of the first things I would like to do as PHIRE when we start generating the profits from the transaction fees is investing in real estate and like underpriced properties that have a little bit of work to do, that we could buy lots together and build micro communities, right? Like neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Like, one of the women there last night was Nicole Sauce. She has a community like that in Eastern Tennessee, and they want holler dollars, their own currency, and they have like a number of properties all together, and they all work in synergy. Some grow this, some grow that, and they all look out for each other. And they have people come through and they do workshops and all of this. So they have a small, nice little GDP based around coffee and retreats. And so, to be able to do that with like 4 or 5 properties in a local area, we could apportion a part of our profits towards that, and then get everybody to vote. And people like yourself would come in and say, here's my experience. This is what I know about real estate. I know we could remediate these properties, turn a profit. If we're to do Airbnb on 3 of them, have 3 people living there, and these other ones taking care of those, we could grow that. Come up with a basic business plan for tiny little micro communities, essentially self-governing, self-generating micro communities, and then replicate that in different parts of the world. So that's where I see it going in terms of like real estate, for instance.
That's really cool. Yeah, and Milwaukee is near and dear to my heart. It's got a lot of amazing parts of town and areas that I think could be amazing. So I actually own 2 properties that are next door to each other. So the whole buy the block mentality is definitely part of my long-term vision.
I was speaking with Alex Lightman, who is a genius, and he has consulted with the Chinese government. He has done stuff for the DOD. He's like one of my long-term friends and advisors. He was there and he was like, this is different than any other blockchain launch I've ever been to, because all of those are just steeped in naked greed. And he's like, what you're doing is actually fun. And the value here is that there are a lot of people who want to have freedom and sovereignty. He said those are the 2 biggest words I heard over and over and over at the event last night: freedom and sovereignty, in various different conversations. They kept popping up. And he's like, so what you're doing here is you're building a community of like-minded people who want to do their own thing together, and I'm like, boom, you've hit on it. It's like, how do we find meaning when we relate with one another, when we provide value to others? not so much when we get seen, but when we provide love. That's what makes me satisfied as an individual, not being loved, but providing love, right? Because that's the gift, right? You get to experience gratitude and love and joy and all that. So here we are creating a safe environment where we're going to judge each other. We're going to be jerks. We're going to be assholes. We're going to be ourselves, but it's safe because we know we're working towards something that it might not be here right now, but we're working towards something that's better. We're working towards something that we actually are striving towards instead of resisting the negativity of what's actually happening. And it's almost like you avoid the negativity of what's happening when you're driving towards something. So here we are, we want sovereignty, liberty, and freedom, and we're figuring out creative, cool, fun ways to do that together with banking, commerce, our natural behaviors, and harvesting our own economic life force. So it's more about lifestyle than it is about, just like he said, naked greed, It's like we'll make good money. We'll make a lot of money together, and we'll do cool shit, and hopefully make the world a better place in that. And work out our differences, work out our perspectives, and with a central northern star to guide our compass. And that's kind of like the whole spiral of PHI, right? So thank you very much, MJ.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see in the chat, we've got looking to create intentional community, still in the planning stages, combining community homesteading. Yeah, I think that's huge for everybody, Steve. That's like, I think it's right along lines of where everybody kind of wants to go. We as humans like to have a tribe, like to have a community, gives us meaning. Rob says, glad to see messages from those of like-minded. Circle A, this is the way. Indeed, this is the way. Fong, you have a quick app idea. Let's hear it.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, congratulations on the party. I had serious FOMO yesterday.
Oh.
It's okay. So I'm wondering if it might be a good idea on the app, and maybe we already have this section, but I had someone ask me last night about where can I go to find a light worker conference, or where can I go to find like-minded people? And I said, well, there's conferences every once in a while. There was just a big one in San Diego last weekend. But if you're not in, directly in the community, she's not a content provider per se. Maybe it's harder for people to find them. So I was thinking if we wanted to maybe explore putting some of these
I'm with you. I got you. Yeah.
Topics of interest on the app so that people can access them. And then, maybe FIRE people want to, organize, and maybe 10 of us want to go to this one in Arizona, or maybe we want to fly out to, Canada or something like that. And, it's kind of like killing two birds with one stone. We can kind of, commune together and, go into an interesting event. So I just want to throw that out there. And
I'm doing it right now. Intersources you want.
Awesome. Thank you. I want to give a shout out to Milwaukee because I grew up in Wisconsin as well. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for all your hard work, Xavier. It looked amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So you gave me two ideas there in one. So as you know, the content that's in the app right now was all sourced by y'all in the Telegram. Yep. Everybody put together the outline of what the channels that they wanted. And then a number of you, including Maya, who's here, helped provide RSS feeds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a group now where everybody can put those in, because we still have some content to fulfill. And then the second was the gatherings, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to label it gatherings, and then people can start posting cool conferences and gatherings, and people can start posting in the cool conferences and gatherings and IRL events that they want to see or take part in.
That'd be great. Yeah, I think people would really get into that, because we're all over the globe.
Yep. And I don't know if you know this, but if you go into the content section, what section is it? It's called the channels. If you go into the channels section, you can go through each channel and choose to follow it, and those things will start popping up in your home feed.
Yeah, I followed a bunch already. I'm going to follow some more, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about the app too.
Wunderbar. I am as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, Ty.
Hey guys, this is White Rabbit. I know you guys probably went over this before, and maybe I missed it because I was late to the party today. But I was wondering, do we have a for the app with some sort of schedule when we can expect to see certain features be fully functional, or certain features that are in the works to be added?
Under promise and over deliver is my motto at this point. I don't want to set lines in the sand and then fail them. What I'd like to do is be as open and honest with you every week as I can in terms of how much is getting developed on what, and say, kind of sort of surprise you with a little bit of a heads up. It's kind of like when you have a surprise birthday party and you might kind of know, but you're not sure because everybody's sort of gone all of a sudden for your own birthday, that kind of thing. I'd like to give you guys clues and hints and say this is what's coming up, but not give hard and fast dates because how can you, right? So yeah.
Is it useful to get feedback? Are there any features that you would like the group to be playing around with more than others that are being currently worked on? That
right now
that
it's mostly the content, the websites, YouTube channels, RSS feeds that you want. Some of the channels are still empty because I didn't have time to get them all done, although we did create them. I've figured out a couple more that need to happen. So that's what the next couple weeks are going to be about. And then in terms of just getting used to the groups, getting used to the communication in there, hopefully there's a whole channel, a whole group, I should say, for recommendations and or fixes, bug fixes. And so people are starting to post in there. William's going through that. He might have already. We were supposed to have a meeting today. It got cut short. We went over token economics and then didn't really get to go through the rest, but there's some number of changes and recommendations that we have for that we need to go in and fix. And so people are going to be working on that list, so to speak, and we're going to prioritize those hopefully in the next week here. You guys can
thanks so much.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm typing in IRL events and conferences. Does anybody else have a question? Thanks, Ty. Hello all, I'm searching for the app in Android and do not see it. What's the exact name? It's PHIREON, PHIREON. And I saw Ethan yesterday say you have to type in PHIREON.com. I don't know if it changed because I saw people doing it on Android and it was working without the .com. But so let's see, we are at 39 minutes. If anybody doesn't have any more, if nobody else has any more questions, what I'd like to do is pick on some people who are new here and have you introduce yourself, tell us your name, your superpower, and how you'd like to see the world develop in the next 10 years, let's say. So Naya, we're going to start with you.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, this is my first time attending to this meeting, and I'm very excited to be a part of it. I was actually looking for, after becoming a conspiracy realist for a long time, I was really tired of living these things, and I was searching for something to be constructive with a community. And
yes.
I was feeling very desperate because I couldn't find anyone. I was trying to convert my conspiracy realist friends to become constructive people. And then I found this community with help of Curtis. And I am very happy.
Curtis?
Yes, Curtis Stone, because I purchased a microgreen course from him. Yeah, I purchased a course from him.
Yeah.
And I'm building with my business partner, we are building a microgreen farm in a basement.
Hell yeah, good for you. That's awesome.
Our original purpose actually was to move to a warehouse And like this sounds a little bit like utopic right now, but why not? Like we want like high goals and big goals, and we want to have renewable energy, like powered with like something that is sustainable, and we want that type of place where we can generate food and where we are not dependent to
Yes.
external entities.
Yes.
So having this goal and meeting you and hearing all this stuff, it Unloose the Goose and Survival Podcast, I started following all of them, and like I'm really happy. I'm really
Oh,
happy. Last night I joined the Freedom Cell Ottawa, and I'm super excited to be a part of it.
well, you know, something that you're doing that not many conspiratorialists, as you say, are doing is you're actually doing something. You're growing your own food. Like to take that step and take your own food production, most people are just consumers. But when you become a producer, the whole dynamic shifts, and you're actually taking your destiny into your own hands in ways that most people don't. They'd like to proxy their safety, proxy their destiny, proxy their decision making to somebody else. And that's the problem that we're in right now. And for you to flip it and say, you know, a lot of people start studying all the conspiracies and just get overwhelmed with how horrible it is. And that
Exactly.
and yeah, and here we are now, like, okay, well, we know this shit's going on to some degree or another, right? Whether it's as bad as they say or not as bad, it doesn't matter, because now we're taking our own destiny. That's woken us up. But we can't sit here listening to Alex Jones and being afraid all the time about how, you know, I've spent years doing that. Curtis has as well. Like, I love Curtis, right? And it's like, for him to flip his script and go into food production and then become a beacon of hope, and like, here's how you do it. That's permaculture. Like, here, let's become abundant together. Let's create decisions together and create a destiny together, and then show other people how to replicate that and move it to scale. So kudos to you. Welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing your greatest commodity with us, your time and attention. So,
Thank you. And my superpower, I believe, is raising other people's energy and mood.
hello. Raising other people's energy. That's the last
Oh.
thing. There you are.
Yeah, I'm here, raising other people's energy and mood and motivating them. That's like
Good.
what I believe, and organizing things and bringing people together. That's what I believe.
That's
My-
brilliant. Good luck with your growing, and let us know later on. You know, show us pictures in the app, and you know, point people in the right direction so that they can start doing the same. That would be awesome.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to 1-585-671-1132. I don't know what your name is, but just call out your phone number. Oh, it looks like you actually don't have audio hooked up. So we'll just go next to Brian with a Y.
Hi there.
Hello.
I may be cutting out soon because I'm kind of in a construction zone and you'll hear lots of noises.
That's all right.
I'm trying to start quite a few projects. I've been told to slow down many times.
Yeah.
I just got a shelf. I'm setting up a fodder system when the snow melts because I'm up here in Canada.
Yeah.
It's
I
minus
couldn't-
10 Celsius.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah. Getting plans together to build a rabbit hutch. I'm also got some quails out. They're about 5 or 6 weeks old now.
Nice.
Got, I think, 100 or so right now.
Whoa. Got 4.
Yeah, well, they're pretty fast turnaround. They're 8
Yeah,
weeks,
yeah.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Got some grow lights that I will be setting up for seed starting and growing some leafy greens, and I also have some ideas for gardens because I live with my parents still. I'm only 21,
Oh,
pay a little bit of rent, but we have just over 12 acres here.
Are you?
So,
So your parents are into this lifestyle as well?
I'm trying to convince them a little bit more.
Okay.
I live with my mom and my stepdad. My stepdad's the government's not going to last, and I'm trying to convince him for to kind of lean a little bit more this way. He's more of everybody's gonna die.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
So he should be behind the growing of food,
yeah,
right?
he's behind the growing of food. He's just not getting behind the crypto and the
Uh,
the fact that he believes everybody's just going to start a rebellion and like fight the government. And I'm like, that's not the way it's going to happen.
Probably not. Good. I mean, we're still in a very interesting time where there's a number of probabilities all kind of converging. So, what do you say your superpower is, Brian?
um, I uh, wouldn't really know. I just kind of got into this kind of perspective or mind space maybe about 5 or 6 months ago. I'm just trying to build some skills and get going. I've realized I've wasted a lot of time in my life, and just kind of want to stop wasting so much time,
Well,
get stuff done.
I think it's really brilliant that you're using crypto as a way, especially as a young person, and whether your parents are into it or not. You know, I spoke with my mom, and I'm like, God, like 8 months ago, and I was like, you need to buy cryptocurrency now. Like, you really, really, really need to. I've made millions of dollars. Like, you need to do this. And she's like, oh, I don't know. I'm not. And she's like a big investor. She does stocks and all kinds of stuff. And I was like this close, and she was ready to, but then she had to put her bank account. And she's a woman who doesn't even put her bank account in Amazon, right? And she's like, how do I trust Coinbase and this and that? And now she's like, why didn't you tell me more to do this more? And like, because she would have made so much money. So I'm assuming you've been in crypto for a minute, right? At least a couple
Uh,
months.
I got into crypto. I believe the first time that I put any money into crypto was the first of the month here.
Okay.
So
But you're still
I'm not.
early.
Yeah, I was like, I'm kind of kicking myself. I was like, oh, I wish I just got into it a little bit sooner because I was
Yeah.
buying, like, I bought some R when it was around 20 cents, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn it, you should have bought more.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, so it's great that you're taking steps to become more self-reliant. There's so many people in the community who like know all these things at a cognitive level, but to hear you and Naya and others here too that I know that are like already doing it, like that's who we want involved. And I think we haven't had a place like social media as a whole has been a place that has been very cold, distant, and there's very few in real life connections that are made, or a space created for that. Some people that have done a really good job is like Jack Spirko, right? He's built a lot of projects together with people in his community, like activated his community without calling it activation and all this new age hippie mumbo jumbo. He's just doing it. And so that's the kind of folks that like Curtis, like these are the kind of folks that we want involved. John, you guys, doing the things and at whatever level looking for support and looking for camaraderie. So here we are, and thank you for being here.
Oh, God, gonna have to mute myself. There's gonna be a
Oh, cool.
chainsaw.
Your turn's over anyway, Brian. Thanks.
All right, see ya.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, Drea. I know you, but we haven't seen you in here before. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us your superpower?
Hey, my name is Drea. I live partially in California and partially here in Florida. I'm doing like bi-coastal. I grow out in California. I've been working with cannabis medicine for over 15 years, creating all kinds of byproducts with it and actually healthy edibles, not junk food. I grow gardens wherever I'm working to support my own food during the season. And I have my own herbal garden. I'm an herbologist. And so my superpower, I would say, is just connecting with people and the amount of energy I have in this little shell.
Yeah, you have a lot of energy in that little shell. I've known Drea for like going on 20 years now. She knew me when I was playing open mic nights at like seedy little joints, and when I turned my F-350 into a veggie truck. So I love her. She knows my family for a long time too. So thanks for being here, Drea.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much for what you're doing. My dream with a lot of people that I'm doing, I work a lot with the medicine community, and Like I held a women's sweat lodge the other day. I had a huge turnout. There's a real big call for that women's. We had like 28 people on my first sweat, and there's a huge call for women gatherings and communities. So that's what I've been doing here. Really trying to work with the women. I'm a sound healer also. If any event you want me to bring my gongs and stuff, I have a really bad setup. So, you know, I really am inspiring, in my group of friends here are looking for land. We have one now that we call our Chumi land, where we all kind of hang and do our ceremonies. But our inspiration is to be like your place up in Burnsville, which I've been to, you know, like get a big, huge land where we're a village, you know, we're our own village, you know, we all have our own individual things, but we all come together for that village of living.
So are you here in Delray for a minute?
Right now I'm down in Kendall, but I'm up in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow, stuff like that. I'd love to get together.
Yeah, that'd be cool. My brother and I run a traditional Lakota lodge every month, basically on every moon. And there should be one coming up pretty soon here. So I'll let you know about it. We do a women's lodge and then a men's lodge. So if you're running women's lodges, it would be cool to get you involved.
Yeah, I've been running them for like 5 years now.
Cool. That's awesome.
So thank you.
Thank you. All right, Rob, I know you as well, but I think this is one of your first times popping up in the fireside. If I'm not mistaken, I'm delirious. It's like running on 25 hours now. So if you'd like to pop in and tell us who you are and what your superpower is, my man.
Sure. You guys will have to bear with me a little bit. I have epilepsy, and I had another seizure recently, so I'm talking a little bit. I'm having some difficulty talking. So I've known Xavier for a long time. I had the pleasure of crossing paths with him at a permaculture conference, and I wasn't really expecting to chime in here, so I'll just keep what I have to say brief. I work full time in the green industry, and there's actually going to be somebody coming in here to my office here in just a minute, so I'm a little bit distracted as well.
Okay, you can bounce if you need to.
Yeah. However, following this project, getting to know everybody and watching this transpire in the way that it has leaves me feeling really hopeful, because I don't know, probably much like a lot of other people in life, find myself struggling to find some purpose, passion, or why, and maybe there's fully understanding that there's more out there than what I'm experiencing here and now in this life with the people that I'm experiencing it with. And that's why I'm here with you. And that's why we're doing what we're doing right here, right now. And I look forward to more of these calls with each and every one of you as time goes on and this continues to progress and develop, because it's exciting to see what's happened so far. It's exciting to see and hear and learn what everybody has to offer, the diversity of everybody's life experiences. And I think this is really quite an exciting time to be alive. And I'm very grateful to be part of happening here. I look forward to the future.
Yeah, brother, I'm super grateful for you being here. Thank you so much for being here and sharing. Rob and I have had some conversations over the course of the months here, and I'm trying to connect you with a fellow whose daughter also has epilepsy, and I don't know if she or he has reached out to you. I forget his name. He was on one of the first earlier fireside chats. He was actually at the hospital with her on one of his first chats. Does anybody remember his name? Some of you were in that chat with him.
I'm on.
There you are. This is who
I think I'm going to become iPhone 3 because I can't figure out how to change my name on this thing.
That's what it is. That's why I didn't remember your name. Rob, please meet Josh. Josh, please meet Rob.
Nice to meet you, Rob.
Yeah, Rob has been dealing with this his whole life, and we had a really interesting conversation about epilepsy and the idea in old medicine societies that when people had this, it wasn't demonic, whatever. It was the fact that there is more energy, cosmic energy, life force energy, whatever you want to call it, and that your body can't process all of that. It's like extra electricity in your system, like short circuiting or whatever. But if you can increase your understanding and capacity of what that might be, we had a good conversation, Rob and I did, and there might be some way that you guys can communicate and discover together some way to address this and adapt to it, and in God, willing, enjoy it or learn to harness it, because there's a power there that hasn't been understood by our society, but that there's something there that is a gift, that it's not just a punishment. You know what I mean? And that's, having not had it, I can't speak to it, but when Rob and I talked, I said, maybe this is a possibility, and something flipped in your mind, Rob, and you shared that with me. I just wanted to offer that, and whatever that might be. So if you guys can find a time to chat or something, it might be to both y'all's benefits.
Yeah, please reach out anytime. I'm happy to talk and share experience or strength or help or anything, whatever I can.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's an identical twin, so she's even a little bit further special on that side.
Yeah, so she's probably got some empathy and some, deeper understanding that most people don't have access to on a general level. So,
right.
And Rob's got that as well. He's a very sensitive individual with a deep understanding of people's lives and people's inner world. So there might be some magic that could happen there. I don't know, but when I thought about both of you, I spoke to both of you. Cool. Thanks for checking in there, Josh. Appreciate you. Sorry for not remembering your name.
It's okay.
The iPhone 3. All right. So if there's anybody who'd like to chime in who hasn't yet before, I want to give you the opportunity to speak. Otherwise, I think we're going to wrap this up. I would do the meditation, but I'm delirious and my voice is shot. So if somebody wants to do the meditation for everybody, I can leave this going. Otherwise, please, if you want to say anything or introduce yourselves, excuse me, please raise your hand or just chime in.
I'll chime in. Yep.
Go grab the crystals. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm new to this community. I'm really enjoying it. What a great group of people. And I think it's probably the most exciting time for us to be alive. We're all here for a reason. And obviously there's so much going on, and we're organizing and shall make the best of life. And together we'll lead the way. For me personally, I have such aligned experiences. Like Brian, I've gone down some wrong roads, and I'm a little bit older than you, Brian, so I probably wasted a lot more time than you did going down some wrong roads. But really, the stuff I'm working on lately is really aligned with what PHIRE doing. And there's many of us, and we will unite. We will create great societies for ourselves, and so it's really exciting. We know that there's much wrong here. We just have to band together, stick together, and organize. And I'm really starting to understand what PHIRE is aiming to do. It took me a little while. I knew I was aligned with it. I just didn't quite understand the how it was going to work, and I'm really getting that. So I'm very happy to be part of you all and to participate and to contribute. With that said, everybody have a great day. Or somebody help me get the application. I can't get it on Android. I'm searching for it. I can't find it.
And you tried PHIRE.com?
Yeah, I did.
Interesting. Yeah, I've had a bunch of people find it. I've had a bunch of people not. It seems to be hit or miss, and I don't know why. It must be something on the Google Play Store. Or I think if everybody started leaving reviews, And maybe that's something that we could all do, is leave a review in either the Google Play or the iPhone store. That would be awesome. And then I think it'll go up in the ranking, you know.
Cool.
So thank you, Jordan.
Great party. Great time. It's great to meet you.
Awesome. You too, brother.
Yep.
If anybody else has anything they want to say, I'll do some show and tell here, with some of the cool things that everybody has packaged up and sent to me. And there's a lot, so I don't know that I'm going to get through all of it. But the first thing that I pulled out was this jasper. Look at that. That's pretty incredible. And then there's this, and I'm probably wrong, but it might be beryllite. It's there's this really shiny rainbow color hue in it. You can see there. I don't know what it's called, but that's really, so my family and I, we all collect crystals, and I don't know how you all knew that, but we make altars all over the house with all of these crystals. So this is hidden night and red rudite from Hidden Night, North Carolina. I'm guessing the red rudite is the purplish one. Oh, and then there's also something else that I have to show you. 1 second. Let's see what this one is. Oh, wow. Does anybody know what that is? It's not quartz. It's a, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember it, but it's a really beautiful piece. All right, there's something else I want to show you that was a gift. 1 second. So I don't know if some of you have seen some of my old talks, but I used to have really long hair and I used to carry a buck knife all the time, everywhere. I would be wearing a 3-piece suit and I would still have this buck knife on. And I would give talks on stage to hundreds of people with long hair, 3-piece suit and a buck knife, or, you know, a t-shirt and a buck knife. And last night, one of the attendees gave me this, which is now my new everyday carry, which is a Damascus steel, multi-folded, perfectly sized, all-purpose utility knife. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very, very much. It's beautiful. And my wife was the one to receive it. And she's like, I'm going to pretend I'm Xavier and say how happy I am to receive this. Thank you so much. It's so beautiful. So this is very beautiful. And it's inlaid and it's got bone and it looks like, yeah, it's perfect. It's like well balanced and it's a perfect tool. So this will be my new utility knife. So thank you so much. No, this wasn't moonstone. I think it's selenite is the what it is. That just came to me. So yeah, selenite. I think we'll do 1 or 2 more and then we'll call it. How about that? And if anybody knows what the specific stones are or what their properties are, please feel free to chime in. Whoa. We've got a lot of quartz here and kyanite. Oh my God, you guys, why would you? I feel like so humbled. This is, I don't think this is fool's gold. I want to say feldspar, but I don't think so. Oh wow, kyanite and this black stone, which I do not know. I want to say beryllite, but I don't think I'm right. Wow, and a smoky quartz. That's really beautiful. I actually, this is kind of big for it, but I actually took a 50 caliber pistol, 50 caliber bullet, and a 45, and I got like crystals and I embedded them in and made like crystal bullets. So we'll see what comes out of that. So that's there. There should be a big one in there. A big one, huh? Oh, there is a big one. Who said that? Daniel. Okay. No shit. Holy crap. that is officially our, oh, and you can see it's like part of a quartz like that. I don't know if that's making sense, but that's the top of a very large quartz that was supposed to come out like this and go down like that. This is the place where it terminates, right? That's huge. Looks like a starship or a snakehead. I don't know if you can see that. That's so beautiful. That's huge. Oh my God. Wow. Well, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you very much, Daniel, and everybody else who whoever helped make that happen. So thank you. Okay. It's late. I should go to sleep. So thank you guys. If anybody has anything else they'd like to say, we're at about an hour now. So thank you. Thanks for everybody who've sent me crystals. And
thank you very much for this wonderful weekend.
yeah.
Thank you, Xavier.
Thank you. It was amazing, beautiful people, wonderful party.
Sweet. I'm
Thank
glad
you
you had a
so
good time.
much. It's gonna be great future, and you're giving a lot of people hope.
Well,
Yeah, thank you.
wouldn't work without anybody doing it. So it's really a testament to y'all. And there was somebody who was very congratulatory and very influential and being like, "You're so amazing." And I'm like, we're all mirrors and reflections for each other. So if you're seeing some shit in some other person, it's a good time to take a look at yourself. If you're seeing something amazing in another person, it's a trait that you yourself possess, and that, you know, we're just reflecting that. So thank you so much. And I love you guys. Thank you.
Love you.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye all.